Hey folks, it's Tom, your frugal prepper. So I wanted to do an update on the pumpkins for the Thicket Farmstead Pumpkin Challenge. So I got me a piece of string and a ruler, and I'll go over here and show you how the pumpkins are doing, and we'll measure the biggest one. Alright, so here are the pumpkin plants. You can see how this stake I put in 2 days ago at the tip of that vine, and it's already grown out to there. It's trying to climb up on it too. But I've got pumpkins. So there's a little pumpkin right there. And there's another little pumpkin there. And there's more. Let me find them here. So, there's one right there. Oh, and there's one here. And this is, I think, is the biggest one right here. And there's another one right there. And there may be a couple more in here that I'm not seeing. But so far they're pretty happy pumpkin plants. I pruned out some of these center leaves that were dying back a little bit, and I think just as they get old that happens. But all the new growth is just happy. You can see it's starting to grow up my hedges there. So I'm just going to let it grow. I guess if it starts going into the neighbor's yard, I might have to redirect it. There's some kind of a bug. Who's that? Let's see. I'm not sure what kind of a bug that is. I don't know if it's a good bug or a bad bug. We'll see. It's not a squash bug, so I'm happy about that, and it's not a cucumber beetle. But yeah, so far so good. So let's go ahead and measure this pumpkin up. Okay. So here, the pumpkin. Slide this string under here. See if I can just get it to where. Okay, so looking at that big around, let's go measure that and see how big around it is. Alright, so I brought my T-square out here, and there, that is 22 1/4 inches around. So I'm happy with that. It's still plenty of growing time left. We'll see how big they get, and if something else kills the pumpkin plants before it has a chance to mature. Still a couple months to go yet on pumpkins. So I'll take you for a little quick look at the rest of the garden here. Okay, so the weather has warmed up, and the plants, the tomatoes are getting happier. The little sun sugar plant has set a lot and ripened some, but they never make it into the house. That's my gardening snack. But you can see there she's setting her fruit finally. Yes, I always call my plants like he or she. This one right here, this Better Boy, has set a couple, but I'm hoping it sets more. You can see we got some fruit on this guy. This is, I don't think this is the Brandywine. Let me see the bottom of the, no, this is probably a Jet Star. But they're starting to set some fruit back in here, you can see right there. And down here. So we have some tomatoes. It's just been a bit of a weird year for tomatoes. These are supposed to be the sweet mixed mingle peppers. They look like a bell pepper. These are supposed to be hot mingle mix, but I ate one and they're not hot. And these are just the banana peppers here growing. I'd say they're about 3.5 feet tall now. They'll usually get up over those posts by the end of growing season. Last year they were almost 6 feet. Potatoes are leaning over, but they're still growing and flowering, so as long as they're growing and flowering, we're just going to let them grow and keep making more potatoes and bigger potatoes. I'll take you around here to the squash. And there's some. Look at that. Now some ate that, or that's mechanical damage. I'm going to have to go through these and just look and see if I see any squash bug infestations. I don't see any sign of them. There's a zucchini. I like them nice and young. I'm going to pick that one. There. I like them nice and young before they have any seeds. The end came off on that one, but that's fine. Yeah, they're growing. They're kind of getting outside of their grow box now and still setting more fruit. The lemon cucumbers are going to produce. See if I can find one here. Yeah, there's one right here. So we'll see what those are like. They're only producing fruit on the suckers, which is exactly what cantaloupe do, interestingly enough. So I'm letting them sucker out, and I put up a couple extra strings here so that hopefully the suckers will climb up the strings. I've been harvesting the regular pickling cucumbers like crazy. I'll have some more ready to go tomorrow here. As you can see, I pick them small. Once I get like a 1 gallon Ziploc bag full, I'll make pickles. We've got some cantaloupe starting to set. I've got one down in here. Let me show you. So there's our one baby cantaloupe growing down in there. And I've got plenty more females. I was just pruning these out today. I'm sure I'll have some more set in here soon. So cantaloupe, you gotta let the sucker grow out, and then you'll see either it makes a female flower on that sucker, and those are the suckers you want to keep, and then they'll set a fruit. And once they set a fruit, I prune off the rest of that sucker. So like that one right there looks like it's going to be a female. And so if it sets a fruit on that one, I'll prune it. If not, then they'll set another female flower right there, and I'll see if it sets. So, but if you don't let them sucker at all, you'll never get any fruit on cantaloupe, because it only grows males on the main stems. Keep you updated on those as they progress. Over the next couple weeks, I should start seeing a lot more of them setting. That one I'm going to have to look at restringing it. The carrots are just starting to break ground here. So we'll see how many more of them come up. These are the turnips down here. They've all germinated. I'll have to thin them a little bit. And these are radishes. And I don't remember which one was cherry and which one was the icicle, but one row of them germinated perfect, and another row is kind of patchy. I'm just going to let them go at this point. I don't even like radishes that much. But we'll see which one's which one had the best germination rates. The beans are all popping up along here. Those are going to be the little 48-day bush beans. So we'll see how things go with them. Some are germinating a little later than others, and we'll just have to see what we end up with. But the peas, let me show you the peas. So the peas are germinating, as you can see, and those will get some size to them soon, hopefully, and start growing up these strings. But they are starting to break ground, so I'm all happy with that. I've added a bird bath, keep the birds in here, keep rid of the bugs. They will steal those sun sugar tomatoes if you don't get them first though. I've never had birds eat tomatoes before, but they will peck at those sun sugar ones. They leave the other ones alone now. Got my bird feeder. I had a problem with this bird feed this year. I'll go take you over here and show you what the problem was. So I have my bird feeder on this side of the garden, and I've been working away the weeds. But the seeds in the bird feed are viable, and they have been sprouting. So I've just been working them out with my two-way hoe as they sprout. And so what I did is I went ahead and just took my bird seed and put it in pans in the oven at like 300 degrees for about 30 minutes. And that kills it so that it won't sprout anymore. And I noticed they throw those little seeds all over the ground like they don't like them. And I don't think they care for the corn too much either. So it seems like they go after those sunflower seeds. So I may change up my bird feed. If they end up just wasting a bunch of it, might be better off to buy the more expensive feed with the stuff that they like in it. But alright, well, I'm going to go back inside. I am in the middle of canning tomatoes from last year that I had in the freezer. And I made like 26 big jars of salsa last night. And now I'm just canning the quartered tomatoes. So I'll talk to y'all later. This is Tom, your Frugal Prepper.